There we go, there we go. Good morning, good morning. Man, I'm running late. Y'all know I need to check the sounds and everything, make sure I got everything working. We're gonna dive into this. I'm gonna try to make this quick because I gotta go. I got a meeting to go to. Hold on. Man, showing. Take it. You see me? Do you see me? Why you coming to people? On the phone, baby. I just want you to look on your phone. That's the sound I want you to do. You do? You hear me? All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Close my door. I'm sorry about that. 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 Anyway, hey, you know how we do it. Give honor to the Most High for blessing us to be, do, and have. Be fruitful, do multiply, have dominion. Hey, this is me, Keith Fletcher, also known as The Blind Truth on YouTube. Check me out on YouTube, The Blind Truth. We're giving today. All praise to the Most High here. We got 4 pillars we deal: spiritual, spiritual health, physical health, mental health, financial health. If you haven't been with me before, that's where we're on. When you're coming in, please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like. I gotta start saying that. Hit the like button. Get notified when I come on, man. I'm trying to do my thing, trying to give information out. So, but we're gonna get into it. But again, with the 4 pillars, spiritual, man. All praise to the Most High. If you hear my voice right now, I ask him to cover you from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Put a hedge of protection around you and your loved one. That's it. That's spiritual. Hey, physical, got up this morning. You know, got me a little 10 minutes. I'm losing weight too fast. I'm eating healthy, man. No sugar. No sugar. Man, I'm patting myself on the back. I'm celebrating myself. I've been doing this for 6 weeks now. No sugar. But I'm losing weight, man. I'm down. I'm down. I'm embarrassed to say how down I am. You got to get your mind right, man. When you're doing things, man, it's happening. But let me tell you like this. People tell you it take you 30 days to do something. Man, you got to be serious. 30 days, I don't think so. I think it take you 30 days just to get your mind right. It take you that long to get your mind right, to get into it. But once you have your mind right, that's why I say, you know, let's call the phrase, got to get your mind right. Once you got your mind right, man, a lot of this stuff, I'm serious. You don't have a money problem, you have a mental mind problem. I'm telling you, if your mind right, you can have spiritual, physical, mental, and financial will be 100. And you can have everything. People say you can't have it all, you're lying. They're lying. I heard the guy say that too. He was a spiritual guy, a Christian guy. And I'm like, how you say you can't have it all? Why not? If you have an abundant God, you should be able to have it all. You can have it all. But you got to have your mind right to understand what all means. What all means to you mean 2 different things. You know what I'm saying? So what you mean by you can't have it all? You can. You know what I'm saying? You can have it all, man. You can have a good fight spiritually, financially, physically, mentally, and financially. You know, you can have a good life, a happy life, be free from all that mess. But it takes you to be in your mind. Start with you. Again, this show brought to you by Word Premier Word on the Streets. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube. And we giving it to you, man. Word Premier Word on the Streets, man. We coming. Let me get my little commercial. We got a commercial. You know you got to hear it. We got to get it. Let me get my commercial. Don't be rushing me. Here it comes.
Welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't miss out. After a week full of noise, confusion, and constant distraction, this is the show that cuts through the clutter. It's the hour of the week where real talk meets real truth. We bring conversations that challenge the status quo and stir something deeper in the soul. This isn't just commentary, it's clarity, purpose, and elevation. When you tune in, you're not just watching, you're waking up. A place where common sense still matters and lives. So ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, this is the world premiere Word on the Streets. gentlemen, join hearts and hands together for the man who discovered his purpose and lives it loud, Larry Extraordinaire Moody, and the motivator born to ignite minds and shift atmospheres, the amazing Keith Fletcher, and the man who brings clarity to the chaos with the voice of reason you can't ignore, the one and only Mr. Vincent Craig. Make no mistake, there is no word without our host. Welcome to the movement, welcome to the message, welcome to the world premiere, Word on the Street.
Word premiere, Word on the Street, every Thursday at 7. We're not at 7:30 no more. We come on at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You heard it. You heard the commercial, man. I got to get me some music. Get me a commercial for me, for the blind truth. But it's nice. It's nice. Man, I'm always, I know you're like, man, this dude happy like this in the morning. Man, I'm really excited, man. I'm excited about the morning, excited about the Most High blessed me to be. You know what I'm saying? Every day. He just wake me up every day. I'm thankful that that's my blessing, that I get to wake up every day to study, to get understanding, to find my purpose. That's what it is. Finding my purpose, what the Most High want me to do, or whatever I need to do. It's a beautiful thing for me, and I'm thankful. Hey, working this walk, made it this far. I'm 57 years old. I'm grayed up, but I'm gonna dye my stuff. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? I'm dyeing mine. But anyway, gotta get back dark. My wife didn't do it last night, but excuse me, she retired. Excuse me. But anyway, I got that out the way. Got everything out the way. Now we got the physical working out, man. I'm doing that every day. Every day, getting my. If I'm not eating right, I'm doing my cardio. I'm not doing my cardio, stretching. I'm getting better, man. I'm getting better, and it helps with your mental too, man. Get my mental right. I really like my mental because of my goals. I got my goals set. I got to know where I'm going. I wake up in the morning with direction and purpose. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wake up in the morning with, and it's a great thing, man. I'm saying it's not just jumping up, jumping up, just doing anything, man. Just waking up with a direction and understanding, man. I'm telling you, it goes a long way. Purpose, discipline, man. I'm telling you, if you start using those things, start being right, you know, start getting right with this right here. Hold on 1 second. I want you to hear this. I said this to my son, man. I be sending stuff to my son. Let me see what I sent him. Hold on.
Listen to me very carefully. By age 45, you should be old enough to realize this. Most people never understand number 6 until they're 60.
He's convinced, what? That he's going to be...
Hold on. What the heck? I don't know what that was.
Listen to me very carefully. By age 45, you should be old enough to realize this. Most people never understand number 6 until they're 60. 1. Life is 100% better when no one knows anything about you. 2.
You shouldn't take advice from people who are not where you want to be in life.
3. Everyone will show you who they are. Just give them time. 4. You need to be smart enough to create your own opportunities. Don't wait for them to come to you. 5. The secret of happiness is freedom. The secret of freedom is courage. In life, you must take action if you want to experience freedom.
Lastly, 6. You will always have some sort of conflict going on in your life.
Always.
You must learn to enjoy life.
Listen to me very carefully. By age 45,
So you always, freedom. But you always gonna have conflict in life. Something's gonna happen in your life. It's how you overcome it. That's what we talk about. So when we made poor financial decisions, we all have made some. We all have. I done made plenty. You know what I'm saying? But we all have, from the richest to the poorest to what we all have. But how do you overcome them? How do you overcome them? And one thing I always say, man, you gotta forgive yourself. You really got to deep down inside yourself and look at the mistakes you made, and don't look at them. And you can change the way you think. I'm telling you, you can make yourself be free, but it starts in your mind. It starts in your mind. Now I said I put on that, man. We've been tricked out of our position. You've been tricked out of your position by social media, looking at social media, looking at people left to the left and right, listen to what your parents said, people that don't know nothing, ain't never done nothing, and don't even have nothing. And you being tricked out of your position. And what it is, all you needed to know was some structure, some discipline, some understanding. And that's what this about. You know what I'm saying? The question is, what do I do after I made my poor, poor decision, poor financial decision? It ain't the financial part. The money part is easy. Man, that's just numbers. You can look at the numbers, get a budget, time, dedication, sacrifice. What you want to put in, that's the part right there. But you got to have the mindset, your mind got to be ready. You got to look in the mirror to say, hey, I'm tired of being tired. But we're going to bring, again, I got David W. Williams from the Retail Trailer from YouTube. I got his link above, so you can go click on it. That's special guest. Also, Ms. Stevenson. I can't say I keep forgetting her first name. Ms. Stevenson. Also, I like her, man. She also, I got her link, man. You need to check these out. I don't want to just, look, I don't want to tell you something and just said. I'm sending you the information. Also, these people that I'm sending you, man, there's some heavy hitters. They do research, and I done the things they saying. I'm not sending because I don't. Like I say, I feel like I don't explain stuff well sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't get me. Some people don't like me. Whatever the reason is, you know what I'm saying? I really don't care. But it benefits you to get this for you and your kids. You know. I came on there earlier. I told my partner I was gonna do this. My partner told me let me hold something. He over there having all kind of parties. He got cars, trucks, and everything. He need to let me hold something, man. Shit, he been sitting there. He just walked away from his job. Let me hold something. You know what I'm saying? You the one got it, baby. You the one got it. But anyway, we just look. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm not trying to tell you how to spend. That's your money. You spend it how you want to. You live like you want to. The problem I have with people, and if you that person, it's not you. If you want to spend like you want to do what you want to do. Now, when your resources is all met up, don't be looking for somebody to hand out, think somebody's supposed to help you. Now, I know because I got it, if you got it, I mean, we all got to know. If you don't spend all your resources and did what you want to do, don't be looking to the left or right, thinking somebody's supposed to come save you. That's what I'm saying right there. Don't think somebody, because this is what they done killed you with, is hand out, think somebody's supposed to take. And times are getting tough. Things are getting up, but they tricking you out of your back. You really being played like cattle to be used and abused and do some things that you do. You don't even know you're doing. You've been programmed to do these things. Even relationships, even the buying, the purchase things you're doing, consuming things, and then you're being consuming so bad that it's knocking you out of your position. They're using your kids against you. They're using your situation, all these stuff. You pay more being poor, being less educated, having no understanding. You pay more. You pay more. You see that, one thing my wife, man, I can't stand to hear somebody talking about, they got money. Who got money? Man, they make a lot of money. Well, what's a lot of money? Because see, when you start saying that, do they got a lot of money like income, or do they have a lot of assets? Do they have a lot of car, things? What do you mean do they make money? Okay, they make six figures. You know they got taxes, thing called taxes. They're not getting all that. Then after that, then you say, oh, well, you counting my pockets. I'm not counting your pockets. I'm just saying, if I want to get better, I can't be looking, I got to make sure I'm following the right person to follow. So if I am in a situation, you are not the person I need to follow. I would never get out of my situation thinking that's the way it's supposed to be. And we'll get in a position, my nephew, who's 20-some years old, he going to tell me, Uncle, behind. When you behind? Dude, you young as hell. Do you know the thing of compound interest? Compound cycles? You are not behind. In who eyes? See, you looking to the left or right. Who told you supposed to be married? You supposed to have this, you supposed to have at your age. Who says that? Who you listening to? And see, that's why I get on YouTube, man, on Facebook and all this to say, hold up, man. You need to reevaluate what you're doing, who you're listening to. Ain't nothing wrong with having goals, dreams, aspirations. Listen to me, ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's a way. What's the way you're going to get it? Have you sit down and really sketched out the way? And then how you going to do it when you working all these hours? Then you got to get home and deal with the kids. Then you got to go to your family, friends, mom and all, they calling you. When you have time to sit down and really say, this is what I want in life, and really engineer how do I get those, how do I get there, and then knowing what is a lot of money, what do I need, how much I need to make, how much I need to bring in, how many, like I said, the average person making $50,000 to $40,000, that ain't enough. But the most important thing, I'm gonna let Damn Dave talk to you, but the most relationships. Your relationship is a big key thing. How do you come together and bring? I told my son, like I said, I was talking to my son, and we have a structure, we have a plan. And I'm gonna let you get into David coming. I'm just gonna set this precedent. And I was telling him he had to get some tires for his car. He had to do some other thing, but he had a savings account, and he went into a savings and he got a credit on his credit card, and he used that up. Then he went in the savings account. And I'm sitting there like, dude, what you doing? You know, with that I didn't know. I said, yeah, but I say, why did you go in the money right there? I said, let me explain to you how this system works. I say, remember I told you you got income that come in. You have know that 25% goes into your investment. You already got enough in savings. We ain't doing no saving no more. You got enough in savings, so the 25 is going all into your investment. The other savings that you done saved up, that's for what? That in case you want to get something, maybe you want a car, you got certain things. I said, then you got your emergency fund. You got amount of emergency fund set aside for that. I said, why did you go in your savings when you had your emergency fund? Well, yeah, I forgot about that. I said, did you put the amount I told you put? Well, I didn't put the amount in. I said, see, these are the little things that you take for granted. I said, let me show you what happens. I say, you lose your job, things, your car break down, you got car shit, all these unexpected things. This is life. Life happens. So now you go to your emergency fund. Let me show you something. You spend your emergency fund, whatever you have in your emergency fund, that's gone. Guess what they tell you? When that emergency fund, yeah, you got savings. But let me tell you what you do. Why would you go in here and say, nah, man, I gotta make more money, I gotta get my hustle, before I go to that savings, I gotta be, see, red flag, I gotta be making more money. Now, when you can't do that, you got that savings for 6 months to get you through. Listen to what I'm saying. You got that 6 months to get you through, but you are on the ground, being intentional, doing what you do. I say, but you never get to that point that you touch that investments. I say, guess what? Then once you get in it, you got to build up the emergency fund again, and you got to build your savings up again. So now that means you got to sacrifice. Now instead of putting 25%, you back to 15, 10. You got to sacrifice and build that back up again, a motor protection around you. That's what it's about. But now you start adding relationships into it. You start adding all this other. You start listening to social media. You start listening to other people that did it, your friends. Hey man, why man just go on your what's name money? Your girl might take, why you got that other money, your investment money? Why don't you take that out? Why you stressing? Why you working so hard? You got all these things that can come in there and distract you. Now once you done went through your emergency fund, your savings, and your retirement, your money that you have retired, now you have nothing. Credit is messed up. Now you went through your credit card. Now that's how you. Now you're in a position with nothing. No planning, no direction, no nothing. Now you got to dig yourself out of the hole. And that's what happens in life. So if these things happen, son, I'm trying to tell you these things happen. Give you some ways to go. Don't go that way. You got landmines over there. You don't step in that. I'm trying to guide you away from those things to give you understanding now so you won't go there. Because you got your friends, man, come on, let's go shopping, let's go out. All these things in life are being tricked out. Car insurance, all these things. Buying a car, you bought the car wrong, interest rate. You didn't do it right, you went to a total no because you just want something. You trying to prove something to somebody else. You see somebody else having it, and you think they told you to go get it, and then you got it the wrong way. Again, it costs you. It's going to cost you in the long run. And it spirals out of control like that. Then you get a ticket, the carpet. It seems like it spirals out of control. But we trying to put a motor protection around it. But I'm let David W. wouldn't come in and talk about certain things and things that you wouldn't talk about because, like I said, people talk about money and talk about it's not really the numbers, the mind. I'm telling you, it's other things that you've been tricked out of. Let's see what he had to say about it. Let's see where he started with it.
People don't understand where they fit into your program.
I'm sorry.
Something real quick. This is a study done.
There you I'm trying to get you. I'm sorry.
It's all about effort.
Here you go. David Doug Williams, retail trader.
It really is. Because many of us, male and female, you've been conditioned at a very young age to be a trick because why? It's profitable. People can build verticals off of you being a trick. It's the easiest way for them to make money off of you. And so if you decide not to participate in it, you're going to stand apart from the majority of the world. And even people that claim that they're not, worldly are still going to have a problem with you because you're not involved in the trick world. And we're going to kind of get a little bit into that. So that's why I want to do this particular video. I have a nephew that is 21 years old now. I've already talked to him about what type of woman he should look for. And most likely he's going to go to school. He's going to go to grad school for his degree. But I already told him you need to start asking yourself, what type of woman will work best for the lifestyle that you want to have in your profession? And I've already talked to him about that. Don't wait until you think you need to have everything, because what we've taught a lot of men, which is false, is that you need to have all this stuff already in order before you start looking for a woman, and we've taught women the same thing. So what we've done now is we've extended people now looking to get partners because they believe that I got to have all this, and the woman also believes that you need to have it all. Nobody knows how to get with somebody and y'all get it together. They have no idea how to do it, but here's something else people don't want to accept. And a lot of this comes from social media and the internet. The person for you and the life for you is your life. You need to thank God that you got your health. You need to thank God that your children are healthy, right? You need to thank God that you live in a relatively safe area. You shouldn't be looking at nobody else's life. And that's what's messed up a lot of people. I would not be here today if my grandparents looked at other people's lives before they got married. I wouldn't be here because they didn't start with a lot. They didn't. I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing right now today if my grandparents looked at other people's lives before they determined who they was going to marry. They would have never done it, right? Because my grandfather was a janitor and my grandmother worked at Marston's, right? And then my other grandfather, even though he had a machinist degree, he couldn't get a job because he was locked out the union, so he went and worked at the post office and delivered papers, and my grandmother was a nurse. And they was looking at other people's lives and determining, well, I want their life, so I'm going to wait because I want their life. They would have never gotten married. I wouldn't be right here right now doing what I'm doing today, right? So what we messed up is giving people exposure to so many other people's lives. When I was coming up, you rarely saw other people's lives unless it was like Hollywood. You saw the lives of the people around you. So I grew up in a working class black community. That's what I saw. I saw people waking up every day and going to work. So that was normal to me. I wasn't worried about what some Anglos were doing in College Park. I wasn't worried about what Michael Jackson was doing down at the Polynesian at Disney, whatever he was doing, because I couldn't see it. So the only time I really got to saw what like really, really high level people were doing was when I watched like Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. And what I'm not saying is that you should expose yourself to different environments. What I'm saying is that many people, many times you're looking at somebody else because you want what they got. And you really need to understand the person God got for you and the life God got for you, that's your situation. You should look at nobody else's situation. But many of you are being told you should want somebody else's situation. You can't have my situation. You can have your situation, but what I can teach you is how to optimize some parts of your life. But you don't want my situation because you can't take it, right? A lot of y'all might can't take what I went through to get to where I'm at. You might can't handle it. You might have crashed out. I didn't. You might have ended up dead. I didn't. You might have ended up in prison. I didn't. So you don't know how I got what I got. You don't know. What I'm trying to do is help you get something and you not have to go through what I went through. And so that's one of the downturns we have in this.
Ooh, he said a lot. He said a lot. He's trying to help you so you don't see Mr. Landmines. Mr. Landmines, you can look at somebody and you can tell. Let me tell you this story. Now I got stirred. I worked at this with this building when I first time I got in construction, and I met this guy, and he had all kind of things, man. He had his business, he had the company. I was just so impressed about him, and I remember I said it to this guy. I said, dang, man, he got this, man. I bet he got a great life. Listen to what I'm saying. And what I said, the footage. And the guy said, man, old boy was changed places with you in a second. I said, what you mean? He said he was changed places. He would switch lives with you. Now I'm looking at the money and the things. He would switch lives. I didn't know him. I would just look. I have no idea who he is. I just see him by sight. He said he would switch places with you in a second. Hold on, get the phone call. In a second. So I got to know the guy. Got to know him very well, started hanging out with him. He one taught me some things too, but I got to see. And I got to really pull the wool back and see. He would have switched places with me in a second, man. All the money, the cars. I mean, he had a boat. I used to go to his boat dock. He had a boat. His boat dock was more than what my mortgage was at the time. He was sitting in his boat. I said, I was amazed. This how like you say, when you don't have no money, you think like you. I'm telling you, talk like you don't have no money. I don't understand no money. He was like, man, I said, you pay how much for this to put your boat there, to keep your boat there? It was more than my mortgage. Then he talked about the other things that came with it that he had to pay. Blew my eye. I was like, oh no, man, that's cost that much just to have a boat? Why you ain't keeping it at the house? No, I keep it at the boat dock. He was unhappy in his marriage. His kids talked to him. It was just so much. The bank messing up. It was just all messed up. And I started seeing, but on the outside before, oh yeah, I was like, oh man, I love it. Man, ain't no way he'd change places with me. See, the reason I started off with this, David, the marriage, the relationship, all that matters, man. Your kid, all that matters. See, we be looking at the money, looking for somebody else, and their house is tore up. Their relationship is tore up. The money don't mean nothing until they will trade places with you in a second, and you looking over there, and you trying to go to their status, and you don't even know what you're looking at, man. But I'm letting get a little deeper. And then social media telling you want these things and chasing these things and listening to these things, and you have no idea. I'm gonna get in deep in the most story, but you have no idea. When I met my second wife, my wife right now with now, I'm gonna be second, but my wife now, it was like, I'm telling you, I had no idea. I had nothing. I was so embarrassed to even, like, I don't know why you dealing with me. I got nothing, trying to get over. And she had mercy on me. She did. The Most High had mercy on me. I asked the Most High to send me somebody I need, not somebody I want. The person I want is, I'm serious, I'm just saying, give me time. I'm like, I want to sleep. I want somebody that's going to do all these nasty things and think they still going to love me and treat me and be there when I'm sick and all that. A lot of people thinking like that. You want all these things. Oh, my son called me. You want all these things and it ain't happening. And you're unhappy. You're looking at your life, and you got all these great things. But anyway, we're gonna let them keep going. But I'm saying we start off with understanding the relationship, because right now it's telling you not to get married, it's telling you to stay single, and now it's going to take two home. It takes two individuals to make it these days. Then they tell you black people ain't getting married. They tell you all these things that you listening to, but you ain't doing. You start believing that stuff. Your kids start believing that. Let me go a little deeper with them. Hold on.
Have some
Hold on. 1 through 4.
It really is.
There you go.
Something real quick. This is a study done by the American Community Survey. Pew published it, and I posted this on my social. So black men in the U.S. are more likely than black women to be married, right? So just based on percentage, black men in the United States are more likely to be married than black women. Now that's not the narrative that we're getting on the internet. So I did want to give you some actual facts before we just get into my own opinion and my point of view, yada yada yada, because I don't really want that type of channel. But it is actually true, right? Based on this particular study, this survey, this particular compilation of data, that black men inside the United States are more likely than black women to be married. And that's not the narrative. You're getting the narrative about, there are no good men because everybody in prison, this, that, and the third. That's what you're getting, but that's not actually true. That's just the internet. Because I never heard that growing up. Nobody ever told me that growing up. I didn't start hearing that till people start trying to sell books and do relationship podcasts and do relationship conferences. So now they...
And let me say, look how powerful it is. Now, everybody in prison, what they doing? The prison gang it's all on TV. Now you're dating prisoners. The TV got you sitting here dating a prisoner. Now you watching the show. You watching this happening. You still go date a prisoner, and he get over on you. He got multiple women. You still take that chance. And you really think, nah, this ain't gonna be me. This not gonna happen to me. Now you sending your money to him to help him and think he gonna come. Now he got 3 or 4, she got 3 or 4, and you think your life is going. Listen to trauma. But this is what you've been programmed. You've been sitting here on TV. You've been seeing. You think they telling you. The first thought was, "Ain't nobody get black men ain't get married." So now they start telling you all these other things. Now you start putting your mind do, and start listening. You think you made that decision? You ain't make that decision. You ain't make that decision. You've been tricked out of your spot.
I pray the problem so that I can come up with a solution. Okay, but this is what we're seeing on the internet. So you type into YouTube, right, and you get black women are not wives by this dude. Black women prove why most men don't marry them. Black men are not marriage material by this woman. This guy, while black men are not marrying black women, that's not true. He does what he does. These guys hardly initiated, right? While black men don't want to get married at them, put out by this woman who's a dating coach, right? Because everybody's a coach in relationships, right? So you get all this content based around black people and relationships, but none of it is factual. It's just people making up stuff. Okay? Then we go to the YouTube side, and not the YouTube side, but you just go to a general video search, and you got all these black people least married. The reason why black men are not getting married, why black men are not getting married by this guy, that's his specialty. Why black women are scared to get married. Black women prove why most men won't marry them. Everybody produces all this content, but the data shows that black men are getting married, but also black women are getting married, and at the same time, black men and black women marry each other the majority of the time. That's what the actual data is showing us. So yeah, in relationship to other groups, we aren't married at the same percentage, but it's not like black people are not getting married. But if you just listen to this type of stuff, so here's the question. Let me ask you a question. If somebody asked me, how come the Chicago Bulls did not win 6 championships in the 90s? Why would I make a video on that? I'm going to repeat myself. If somebody says, David, how come the Chicago Bulls did not win 6 championships in the 90s? Really late 80s, early 90s. Why would I make a video on that and explain why the Chicago Bulls did not win 6 championships late 80s, early 90s? Let me give you a specific date. If somebody says, David, how come the Chicago Bears did not win a Super Bowl in 1985? Why would I make a video talking about the Chicago Bulls? Here's the reason why the Chicago Bulls did not win the Super Bowl in 1985. Why would I not make a video on that? So I'm asking the question, so I'm asking the audience this. Make sure I frame this properly. Somebody says, David, can you make a video on why the Chicago Bulls did not win the Super Bowl in 1985? Why would I not make a video on why the Chicago Bulls did not win a Super Bowl in 1985? Why would I not do that? What's the number one reason why I wouldn't do that? See what I'm saying?
Because they did.
So Blackwood, appreciate you participating, because it's false.
It's false.
So what we have is we have a whole space that's a vertical, it's a business vertical now, that create false stuff about relationships, but most importantly in this particular situation about black relationships. Because it's false. So why would I repeat? Well, here's why most black men don't want to get married. Well, that's false. It's false that most black men don't want to get married. It's a falsehood. Right? But I make a video about it, and I use this to support my vertical around relationships. So this is going on all the time. So that's what I want you to understand is that this is why I talk to the young people in my family directly, and I don't let them fall victim to this stuff that's on the internet, because I know these people on the internet, a lot of them don't wish them no good. They're trying to vampire and vulture off the young people in my family. I know that for a fact. They don't care what happens to them, as long as they have something. Right? Because we see the trick sell all that content for years to women, and he didn't care what he was saying as long as he was in a mansion home and his kids could go to private school and he was able to trick off the way he wanted to trick off. He didn't care what he said. Right? He didn't care what he told them women. And these women is taking this stuff back into the real world and dealing with real people about it. He don't care. He's still doing it right now today. He got no conviction around his behavior. He don't care. No conviction.
None.
Right? He don't care. So because I know that there's these type of people out here, I'm not going to let the young people in my family fall victim to it. And I don't want to own a person to fall victim to it. I don't want nobody to fall victim to it. because it's false. I'm not going to make a video around the Chicago Bears not winning the Super Bowl in 1985 because they did win the Super Bowl in 1985. So why would I make a video around it unless I'm doing some type of alternative reality play? You know, because we got that going on with people saying the world is flat and all kind of crazy stuff. So that's what I want you to understand. So we have to really realize what kind of world we're in when we have whole verticals built around falsehoods. And people are being influenced by this and taking it back to people in the real world. Okay? So that's the title of the video. Trick World is economic warfare. You paying the cost if you get involved in it. So let me tell you something about the person that dropped the ball on that, they don't lose their job, but they don't lose no money.
You being tricked. You hear that? Listen at that. They are making videos, and you sitting here listening to that. That's why I got on here. My kids. My daughter said it to me so clear one day. But Dad is on TikTok. It's on Instagram. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna let them raise my kids, teach my kids some bullshit, and I know it ain't true. It's not true. It's why it's so easy for me to get on here and do all this stuff. Because I'm like, no, I want to be able to raise mine and teach mine and see mine. And then, like I said, I don't want that to happen to anybody, but they're doing this to you. They doing that to our family, our black family. They doing this, telling you that black women this, black men this, and all they ain't getting married, and now you start believing it. Now you going dating people in prison. And the TV shows, they're getting popular, they making money. See, you getting tricked out of your position. It takes two. Now you by yourself. Now it start getting worse and worse. Now you don't have time to plan. Now you don't have time. You have no strategy, no structure. Now you just be with anybody. You just take anything. Now we just talking about a relationship. Now imagine you start doing other things, your money, your cars, and all this stuff. What I be talking. Imagine how they tricking you out of your position. They just doing that because they want to make money. Everything is economics. I'm telling you, everything comes back to the money. But you don't want to believe it because see, we've been taught. The Most High gonna have mercy on me. He gonna bless me. He gonna follow. God gonna start everything. But God gave something inside of you, man. So come that thing called common sense, but it ain't coming no more. He said it's gonna be a time when wrong is right and right is wrong. But somebody got to stand up. Somebody got to say, hey, man, nah, this ain't right. But let me let them finish. I'm gonna let them finish, man. Let me let David finish. Then we're going to show. I don't want to take it over.
The person that dropped the ball on that, they don't lose their job and they don't lose no money.
He talking about a position in the
I got off the phone with that woman. She go to her next task, keep the pussy. She still get paid at the end of the week. It's whatever. In the business I'm in, if I'm not correct, I lose money. That's just how it works. Right? All that media stuff that y'all seen at the beginning, I paid for that. I paid brand for that. It didn't cost $10 neither. I paid for that. If this campaign don't work, I lose money. If I run a trade and that don't work, I lose money. If I do a marketing promotion and it don't work, I lose money. So I'm constantly putting stuff at risk. So I had to build out a structure around that so I can say, let me put myself in the best position to be successful. That don't work for everybody. So people have to understand that when you're dealing with people, if they're having success, they had to build a formula for success around their life. Right? If you say you want a certain type of person, you need to understand their formula for success. A lot of people don't want to do that. What they want to do is they want you to do what they're doing. But what you're doing didn't allow me to have success. I had to build this. And I'm not making $1 million a year. Because again, I'm not feeding people rat poison. Right? So and then I had to look at other people that wasn't feeding people rat poison and take stuff from them. That's why I study Erica. That's why I study by the hood. Because they're not feeding people rat poison.
That's why I send people to you. The people I send, Erica Williams, Boys in the Hood, Smart Bro, Anton Daniels, David W. Williams, all these people, Miss Stevenson, these people ain't giving you rap part, they give you the facts. These are the ones that I bring on the show. Go look at their stuff. I'm doing what they do. I'm showing you, hey, they didn't just keep doing this. It's a way. And all of them saying the same thing, but different ways of saying it in their way. They saying it. That's why I bring them on and say, listen to this. Go look at the videos. I don't just sit there and give you parts. I'm gonna give you parts. I can't because I be on the hours, but go look at the videos. I got the links. Go check it out. This to help you, help your life, help your children. I'm not trying to give rap parties to my family, my friends, my loved ones. That's what he's talking about. Let's go.
Because they will be way bigger, especially Erica if she decided she was going to feed y'all rat poison. Because you look at the one woman who I told y'all 4 years ago was unhinged. Now everybody's talking about how unhinged she is. But I told y'all 4 years ago that woman was unhinged. But she blew up being unhinged though. Right? So that's what I want you to understand. I had to study other people and say, okay, let me take some of what they got. Let me take some of what they got. Study people like Dr. Chaz. Don't spoke to people like Miss Alexander that got something to go. Let me take from what she got and build out my life and build out my program and build out my structure. That's what I had to do. But it is a structure. I do not just wake up in the morning and do whatever comes to my mind. I can't work that way because I won't get nothing done. I end up playing the video game all day and won't make no money and end up losing money. Right? That's just really how my life is. So I want you to understand that because I think a lot of times, because we're going to get into this, you're dealing with people not because of this world. Later on in your life, you're not really taking into account what they've had to do to become successful. And especially if their success is outside or outlier of the normal success. God has blessed me, right, immensely to make more money than the average person. But a lot of people don't know what comes with that and they don't know how I got here. It was not a cakewalk.
God has blessed me abundantly to get to where, now I don't even stop, I ain't making no $1 million, but I'm saying, you really don't know what people did to get to where they at. You don't. I got friends around me, man, I'm serious, they make $200,000-300,000, I'm happy for them, man. But I don't know what they took, I'm in my lane. All I said, the Most High is showing me a way. He's showing me that, look, you see they got it, now you got to get it your way. It's the ability to see, just to be around them, getting the information. I'm happy. You ain't got to give me nothing. I'm just seeing it because I know mine's coming because I'm grinding. I get up at 3:45 in the morning. Like you said, structure, discipline, habits. I've been saying that shit from, you go look at any of my old videos, I've been saying the same thing over and over. You see the change in me. But I had to lose my eyesight. I had to lose a kidney and all the kind of stuff inside. I almost died. I had to go through a lot of stuff. My wife went through it. We went through a lot of stuff. Sacrifice, but we built it up together to get where we at. And you think I'm about to let somebody else knock me off my stool? You think I care about what somebody else saying that they have no idea where I'm going or we trying to go? If you ain't doing nothing to promote, like I tell my kids, hey, we don't care what's going on. This is what's going on in here. We got a structure, we got a plan, we got goals, we got vision, we are above average. Hey, we doing these things, principles. But that word structure, discipline, sacrifice. So we ain't even got to the money. We ain't talked about no money. These are things that they need to be set in place before you get to the money. These are why people go broke. These things ain't said. Let me see. Let them finish that.
People don't understand where they fit into your program. They don't, because they don't see where they come in at. Because it's not attractive to me to where every time we want to get something to eat, we got to get takeout. That don't work for me, because I don't trust in people food like that. I don't trust everybody to cook for me. I don't. I don't trust everybody to cook for me. I used to work in restaurants. I watched, what's the dude's name? The chef from the UK. I watched his show. I know what people be doing in these kitchens. So when you're dealing with somebody, the question is, what do they bring into your situation if you got everything? And we always frame this on social media from the framework of the woman, where, you know, I make my own money, I got this, I got that, what I need a man for. But what I'm telling you is that as a man, I know how to do all this stuff. Because I was taught this by my parents. So you got to start asking yourself, the longer you go down the road and you're single, how does somebody else add value to your life? And so that's why I'm telling you, don't think you got to get all this stuff before you start looking at a woman or a man, right? Because the problem is you'll build out a life without another person and they won't figure out how they fit in it. And then what they'll be trying to get you to do is going the opposite of what you know to do. I don't believe in eating out all the time. I don't. I like to eat at home. I like home cooked food. That's how I was raised.
That's how I'm raised. That's what I like.
Right? So the question you want to ask is that, can you build a relationship with somebody based, it's the only way to do it is based on consuming. That's why I came out against the guy saying, well, hey, you know what, you need to, if you're dating somebody and you're serious about that woman, you need to go on 4 dates a month. I said, what's the cost around that? Nobody couldn't answer the question. Because this audience don't do numbers. They just do how they feel when they wake up in the morning. Right? So they don't do numbers. I do numbers. So my question.
You see what he said? We do numbers around here. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. All you doing the numbers. See, now we're about to get the numbers. All you doing the numbers. We got to get through all this shit, but all you doing the numbers. All you writing it out. All you doing the budget. All you doing the numbers. Let's see. Let's do the structure coming. The structure's coming.
If you're going to tell a man, well, the way you show you're serious about a woman is you got to take on 4 dates a month. Well, what those dates cost? Because we can't do park dates. Right? Men are being told you can't do park dates. You can't do coffee dates. So the date's got a dollar amount attached to them. So how does somebody support that 4 times a month at the cost? When we can go look at every city and figure out what's the median income for that city. See, everything's numbers to me. So if I'm looking at Cleveland, Ohio, median income in Cleveland, Ohio for a person, an adult, is going to be $50,000 or under. So then we're going out to eat. We know what the average plate is. How do you support that 4 times a month? So you'll end up paying $3 or $4 grand a year just to date somebody. So then how do you do it?
So you would pay $3 or $4 grand a year, but you could have put that in the market. It could have doubled for you. You could be making money, but you said, the one say, you got money. You have money, but what are you doing with your money? That's the question. What are you putting around that money? Are you putting a multiple protection around you? But listen to what you're saying. Look what they're telling you to do, and look what you're doing. This is what they're telling you. You're looking for advice. This is the advice they're giving you, and you following it. The stats show you following it.
Because all your money is going to dating. But so you can't have these conversations because now it don't allow you to feed people rat poison. See? So then you got people trying to explain what he said, and no. Let's do the numbers around. That's all we got to do. Let's do the numbers around.
See, that's why nobody want to do the numbers. That's why I don't get a lot of likes. I don't get a lot of hit the like button to you. Like I don't get a lot of likes. You don't want to hit it. You don't because you don't want to do numbers. But you would ask the question: how do I get better? How do I solve the problem? Let's do the numbers. The numbers gonna tell you where you at. And you so mentally drained, you don't put yourself and you just don't want to do numbers. You start listening, looking to the left, looking to the right, listening to these people, and you say, what they doing, and you just keep on doing it. But let me let them cook. I'm not saying, let me let them cook.
If the numbers work, it'll work. But restaurant dates, movie dates, theme park dates, attraction dates, there's numbers attached to all of those. So how does it work based on, so again, so if you're a man and you're dating somebody and their attitude is, well, the only way I go on a date with you is if I like what we're doing. Because I really don't like you like that, but I just may like what we're doing. That's what you stuck with. But this is what people are being taught now. So the heck with the person and what they got going on. The heck getting to know the person. Right? I'm not saying Netflix and chill. What I'm saying is that what can we do that we can get to know each other, but there's not a high dollar amount to it because what? I got to support the rest of my life. Right now, I'm looking for a house. Put you in my personal business. I'm looking for a house. So I have to watch my expenses. Because I don't know how much money I'm going to need. Right? My car just got hit 4 weeks ago. That costs money.
Boy, you hear life, you just told you life just happened. We bound by a house, cars just got hit, life. So life hit everybody. So how do we put a multiple protection around it? How do we do that? Sacrifice, discipline. I'm already in the hole. Okay, we just talked about the kids. Let's say I'm already in the hole, Keith. That means you got to put your head down. Listen to me. I done told my story over and over. When I'm divorced, I couldn't even get nothing. I couldn't even get an apartment. I could barely pay my rent. I remember dating my wife right now, and I remember I had to ask her. I said, man, I just need $500 to pay rent. I'm going to pay you next week when I get paid. Who going to date me? Now, this way back 20-some years ago, ain't no way no woman date me now that happened to me. Not these days. Well, probably will, because I'm my mouth. But anyway, let me stop too much. But anyway, but I'm just saying, what? All these things you've been tricked out your bag by the social media, by your friends, by your loved one, white girl, all these things you've been tricked out your bag. You picking around and thinking what you want, you don't even know what you want. But you done got yourself in a hole. How do I get out of that hole? Stop letting the social media let people guide you. Stop letting them people decide for you. Start looking at yourself. Start researching for yourself. Getting understanding for yourself. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Getting understanding. No, you can't eat out every day no more. No, you can't get no time, pay your tithes right now. You can't pay the whole 200. You got to pay a little bit. I just give some. No, you got to get yourself out your situation. Nobody's coming to save you. And that's when you got to get discipline and structure and say, no, I can't. And I'm going to show you. Let me show you. I'm going to get to you. Ms. Stevens coming on. Let her tell you why. Hold on.
It's for educational purposes.
Hold on.
This way, because I'm going to get in and out.
There you go. Ms. Stevens, she's going to tell you why.
It's for educational purposes only. Now, let me tell you a quick story, because this is profound. I was having a conversation with my daughter on the way to church. Was that yesterday, I think? Yeah, yesterday. And I was asking her, I said, hey, how much is your portfolio? There was a portfolio where I gave my kids $100 and I told them to invest it. I told them, hey, y'all can't spend this, y'all got to invest it. And I just wanted to see where it would go. You know, we try out different portfolios, just like I do, right? So I asked her, I said, hey, what's going on with that portfolio? Now, this was like a year ago or so, okay? And so she looked into it. She was like, hey, let me check. And then she came back and she was like, oh, okay. She was like, she came back and said, it's only $190. I stopped her. I said, baby. I said, wait a minute. I said, only $190. And let me just stop right there and just say, that is the mindset problem that most people have. They look at the $190 and they shrug it.
You back to the mindset. You back to understanding. That ain't no money. That little money. Hold on, let her finish. We're gonna get there.
Off. What she was basically saying is, this isn't a lot. But what I have to help her understand is, this is what you put in. And this is what you're getting out. But I asked her, I said, do you realize how much of a percentage that is in a year? And she was like, oh, I said, that's a 90% return. Do you know what that means? Right? See, most people they're not good with math. Y'all, people are just not good with math. You're looking at just the money. Okay? You're not understanding the math. You're not understanding that if this works even a little bit, then I need to double down. Then I need to triple down. Then I need to quadruple down. People are not looking at it like that. And so I had to break it down. I said, according to the percentage, 90%, I said, how much would you have if you put 1,000 in there? 1,900. How much would you have if you put 10,000 in there? 19,000. I said, well, do you think a $9,000 return on a $10,000 investment is a nice amount? I said, how about this? What if you put $1 million in there? How much would you have to have? She like, 900,000. I said, do you think that a $900,000 return on a $1 million investment in a year is a good idea? Her eyes got big. She suddenly understood the principle. It's not about just the $100. It's about what happens when you scale. See, this is the thing that so many people are missing. They are dismissing small beginnings because they're looking at numbers. I just had somebody in one of my groups say, hey, I hope to have Bitcoin by the end of the year. You know, a little bit of Bitcoin by the end of the year. I think she may have said that because Bitcoin is over 100,000. I said, what happens if Bitcoin is at 200,000 by the end of the year? I'm not saying it is or it isn't. But I'm just saying, I said, what's making you not, and if you want some of Bitcoin, what's making you not start a position right this moment, right? I'm like, it was just up at its high about a month ago, and it's down like $15,000. We know it's got to retrace and get back to some level of high at some point. So, but it's these numbers that are throwing us off, y'all. We got to get with the mentality. We got to understand the principle. Thank you. She said, Doug said, I love her passion for teaching others. I love teaching, right? And so we got to get these principles down pat, right? Because this lesson that so many people are missing. It's the dismissive of small things. Like, they are ignoring compounding effects. listen, not just money, y'all. I'm talking about the compounding effects of your decisions that you make. I do martial arts, right? And
Did you hear what you just said? Your compounding decisions. The decision that you're making, that you keep compounding over and over. The things that you're doing wrong, that you continue to do wrong and continue to do wrong. When I was in jail, my mama told me. She said, Keith, I said, Mom, she talking to me, said, well, you don't like jail, I said, well, Mama, tell me what to do. She said, what? I said, tell me what to do. I can't tell you what to do. I said, Mom, you got me. Tell me what to do. I can't tell you what to do, son, because I'm going to be telling you what to do for the rest of your life. He said, listen, this way, you know what you don't like. So right there, tell me, stop doing the things that's causing the problem. Wait a minute, what you mean, Keith? Stop. Continue doing the same thing over and over and think you're going to get a different result. And I know it seems simple, but it's not, because we doing it. You think you're going after the same man, think you're going to get a different result from that man. That's what you like, and you think you're going to get the different result, then you get the same. Same dude, same situation. I thought it'd be different. No, same thing. It's you. Same decision, spending, loving your kids, doing all that, no sacrifice, no structure, don't want to listen to nobody. All these things, we ain't got to get to the money. It's your mindset, your understanding compound. But I'm going to let her finish. Let me let her finish about her kicking and stuff. Hold on. We'll get to it. We're going to get there.
I have kick combo. I love kicking, okay? Like, I love boxing, right? Okay? Y'all better watch out for the right hand, okay? I love boxing, but kicking is one of those things that I had to kind of learn a little bit more because I wasn't naturally, it just didn't come as easy as the boxing part did for me. And, I decided I didn't want to go all crazy and try to do all this aggressive, crazy stuff when I was just learning the basics of kicking. And so I just started kicking every day, right? And it took me seriously, in order to get like really comfortable with kicking, it took me about 9 months of just kicking every day, kicking. I didn't care about doing 1,000 kicks in one day.
When your kid is learning and there's nothing you can do about it.
I cared about doing at least one kick.
So she's talking about her kicking. Hold on, let finish.
Little by little. I didn't care about like trying to knock it out the park in one day. Like that's what people trying to do. Like they trying to win the lottery. They trying to do everything in one day and get this lump sum. But it took me 9 months, and then it just started to come naturally. And it wasn't because anything was different with my actual kicks. It's because I'm different. The way my brain processes a kick is different. And so it naturally, automatically makes me kick different. Because success has to be automatically. Success.
Hey, this some wax on, wax off shit. The Karate Kid, I don't know if y'all ever seen the karate. This some wax on, wax off shit she's talking about right now. You about to get it. Hold up. She gonna listen.
Cannot be a part of effort. You got to understand that. The effort is in the beginning. The effort is in the snowballing effect. The effort is when you're disciplining yourself. But there comes an automation. And I always use this example, and I say, you're not going to be a good driver unless you know how to automatically drive. If you're in the car with somebody and they're like, oh my God, wait, I gotta hit the blinker. Oh, I gotta hit, oh, there's a stop sign. Oh, it's a car in front of me. Let me get to right now. That's a horrible driver. Get out the car right now. You're gonna get in the accident.
What she's saying, you're all over the place. That's life.
A good driver is a driver that doesn't think about driving. They get from A to B, and if you ask them, were you even thinking when you were driving? It's like, no, I just did it. My brain did it. It's automatic. And that is what success is about. It's about you changing. So in MMA, it wasn't like I'm learning skills and stuff, but it has to be automatic. I skate. Skating has to be automatic. If everything is in your brain, in the beginning it is. It's a lot going on. It's like, oh my God, you shaky and all it. You can't, it has to be automatic. It got to get in your brain automatically. Success is automated. If you're not thinking about it, right? And that comes from the discipline, right? And then it took me a year and a half to learn how to do successful combinations. A whole year and a half. Yes, I've been practicing. And now I can do 10 combo kicks. I can do combo kicks just for a long time. I could just keep doing them, but it took a long time. I first had to learn 2 combo kicks, then 3, then 4, then 5, you know.
Now, I hope y'all not really getting wrapped up, understand it's not about kicking. I hope you understand it's more than just by kicking. If you ain't, I'm telling you, she's telling you it took her to get to this point. You had to start somewhere small, and she started getting better and better. But she had to start. You had to start somewhere. So looking at your problem, looking at your finance issue, you got to start by looking at it and figure out where I'm at. Where I'm at, I got to look and be honest with myself. What's the problem? What I need to do? What do I need to do? I need to make more money. I need to make more money. I need to save more money. I have a structure. But I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you, let me let her finish. But we got to get the mind right first. It's in the mind. I don't know when I find it. Oh.
I mean, and now I can move my body naturally in a way where I can turn around and do a kick here, and then I can turn around, then I can do a left kick, and then I can swing around the other. I learned how to pivot my foot and move my body, but it didn't come, in the beginning I'm thinking about all of this, but then it's natural, because I'm just doing it. I'm just trying to get y'all to move.
This is what's actually happening in your body when the skill won't coach. For weeks, my skill showed up.
Sorry about the commercial.
Spike diet.
Get over inertia. Get over the stuck part, right? Okay? Stop giving up. Last month I hit 30 million views on all my social media outlets. 30 million views. Did that come from like one day of doing social media videos? No, I have done thousands of videos, y'all. Probably 2,000. I've done thousands of videos, right? I just had to show up every day and do what I love and add value and do, you know what I mean? It just doesn't come out the blue. You have to understand that. Most people are spending their lives saying it's only a little. So that's what stops you from going all in. Your mindset needs to recognize small wins. Because when you recognize small wins, like the $100 that goes to $190, it's proof that the system works. So what you do when you find out the system works is you put more effort behind it. You put more of your energy into it, okay? And the more you're doing that, you're becoming something different in the process, and then it just becomes natural. It's automated. It's like you don't have to think about it. It's not hard anymore. Ask a wealthy person, is it hard to be wealthy? When I tell you it's easy to be wealthy, you guys, it really is. You just got to put in the work in the beginning. So the principle doesn't stop with the $100. That's it. That's the start, okay? That's to get your brain activated. It's about the discipline, because if you have the mindset to repeat that $100 move every time over 10 years, do you know where you're going to be? 10 years go by fast, y'all. Most of you, if you look back at the last 10 years of your life, doesn't it feel like yesterday? I mean, it's quick. And if your money had been compounding that whole time, you'd be in a different place even right now. Where do you think you would have been 10 years if you heard this message, or if you started, consistently, intentionally investing your money in assets? Where do you think you could really be? You know where some of these stocks was 10 years from now and where they are now? Come on, y'all. Matter of fact, think about Bitcoin. If you had to invest in Bitcoin 10 years from now. The truth is this, the gap between wealthy people and everyone else is not intelligence, it's patience and consistency. They see a little bit of return, right? And instead of spending it, they reinvest it, they repeat it, they see what's working, they double down, and over time, again, that snowball grows into something unstoppable, okay? And that is what you have to learn. If you
And that's the same thing as debt. So when I was in debt, I started out with the smallest. I paid it off, took that. Took that amount, then took everything, paid that next one off, took all that, and paid the next. And that's how I just kept going. I kept working more hours. I just did myself and started working. I couldn't go out. We were eating out. We were sitting at home. That's why my wife don't cook now. I'm talking about we was eating. We stopped eating out. We didn't care about no friends. Y'all want to go? No, we're not going. Because we had a plan where to go. We just kept on going, We had to dig out the hole first. See, a lot of you say, well, hey, we're going to get the point. But I'm saying I had to dig myself out the hole. I had to make it start working. I started seeing. When you start seeing that momentum when it first starts, it's slow. But you got to be patient. That's when that faith kick in. You gotta be the plan. You gotta keep it. You getting better. Then most times start sending other people on. Hey, you ever thought about doing this? You start doing research. Then you start sitting. Then your wife start getting the buzz. Oh man, then you start. Man, it just start happening. But you gotta start. That's what she talking about. Let me finish. Let me get out of here. I know I've been here too long. I gotta go to the gym. Let me let her finish.
Skinny dude, he was skinny. He has saved so many soldiers because he's like, just one more. How about just one more day? See, you got to win the day. Forget about winning a year. You got to win the day. And then tomorrow, win the day again. And then the next day, win the day again. These little onlys is going to snowball into something you have never even imagined. And that's where discipline comes in. Because if you want to change your life financially, you don't need a perfect plan. You need a plan, but not a perfect plan, okay? Because wealth is not just about numbers, it's about momentum. Usually the hardest dollar that sometimes you will invest, or even if you're investing in yourself or whatever, it's the first. That's the hardest one, is the first, okay? Because you're not just moving money, again, you're breaking inertia, that stuck place, right? And most people never build wealth because they never overcome that invisible resistance, that voice that speaks to you and say, wait till the right time, or what difference this gonna make? This ain't enough. I need to wait till I get another job. I need to wait till I do this, and I wait till I, no. Because the investor knows that it's not the size of the first move that matters, it's the shift in identity. We're identity oriented. The moment you go from consumer to owner, your identity changes. You're no longer just a consumer, you're an owner. And discipline isn't about necessarily, oh, I got to deny myself forever. It's about pushing through the first wall of resistance, the second, the third wall of resistance, so that compounding efforts can overtake, and you don't have to involve your willpower. It's about becoming efficient. Efficient is growing things with less energy. The more willpower I put in it, I'm putting energy into it. You know what I mean? Like, but once that momentum gets going, it's less energy to keep moving. Less energy, and it's moving further. Less energy, right? That is what brings success. With representative, you can see.
Man, listen. I can play that over and over right there. That's it. That's the answer. That's it right there. That energy, that momentum. But that first step, listen, I was damn near $50,000 in debt. At 32, divorce, child, my kids need all this stuff, but I didn't give up. I went put the work in. And I'm telling you what she said, that momentum, when you keep putting that work, now I had to get out the hole first. I had to dig myself out the hole. All I could do was the things that I had, all I can control is what I can control. And life was still happening, but I kept on. I tell you, a decade of sacrifice. A decade of 10 years, what you can do. And I didn't even know about investing then. If I didn't know about investing then, oh my God. And see, that's what I'm trying to tell you now about my kids. I tell my kids this, man, that I did not know. No one was telling me that I want to be the answer to my children, so I have an answer for them. So it's on me to seek, and you shall find. I start seeking. I start believing. I start putting the right wrong people around me, these things. That discipline, man. The pushing through that ocean. For real, you got to push through that believing that this cannot, that's that belief that I can overcome this. We ain't even talked about no money, man. We ain't talked about no money, man. I'm trying to tell you, you are your own enemy. You are stopping yourself. Shit is going to happen in life, but that don't mean that you can't, man, you got to find a better way, another way. You got to move past that, but you never do what you do, you stop. I ain't gonna break. Then somebody come, hey, can you borrow this? Hey, let's go take a trip. You like, what you doing all that for? You got to enjoy yourself. That's all it takes. You right. And just blow away. The kids need this. Or somebody else kid got that, oh, they did this to my daughter. I'm going to go show them. You go run your ass out there, go buy something to prove something to them, and you go, it's right there, right? And mess it up. You get mad at the job, get fired. You know you need that job. You notice the goal, notice the plan. Hey, me and your husband, y'all done talked about it. You can't lose, but you get mad, throw it away. You let somebody move you, trick you out your spot, out your position. Man, I don't know what the hell I'm getting all these calls for today. But let me let her finish. I got God business.
It's all about assets. All right. Now, I do have some a couple of resources in the description, so please make sure that you visit The links in the description. I do still have my 90-day health and wealth challenge form. I encourage you to check that out because I help to walk you through step by step how to rewire your habits so you stop sabotaging your money and your health. That's what most people are doing, how to build a real financial game plan that puts you back in control. And finally start stacking assets that grow, okay, instead of bills that drain you, okay? I know we got bills and stuff, but we gotta have a better game plan, all right? So visit the links in the description below for that. And also I got some other resources, my favorite energy drink, a lot of people are asking about, and some of my gummies that I choose to have, really, really good. Just check them out, all right? Okay, I'm happy you said that, Trevor. VGT is very expensive. Do not look at the money. Don't look at how much it costs. I said, y'all can put $30 in there. And guess what? When it raises, your $30, just like Bitcoin, right? No, a lot of people not putting $112,000 in one Bitcoin. They might be getting 0.0001. If they put even $1,000, if they put $100 in Bitcoin, guess what? If Bitcoin doubles, your $100 doubles. If Bitcoin goes up, your money moving right with it. Whatever that look like, Bitcoin here, this here, it's going like this. Okay? It's going like this. Both of them moving. Okay, your money gonna move right with it. So I know that can be a little discouraging, and that's why people are discouraged when I tell them to buy Netflix, buy Meta, because they think, oh, I gotta spend $1,000, I gotta spend $700, I gotta spend this. No, you can buy in what you call slices, a slice at a pie. Okay. So do not let that discourage you. BOO is pretty expensive. I think it's over $500 or something. I don't even know. I haven't looked in a long time. But it's, it's up there. Microsoft is up there. It was at 300 and something earlier this year, but I think it dipped into the fours. But it's over time. Don't look at the number. This is not a numbers game, y'all, in the sense of like, I only invest in what number looks good. No. You can buy a portion of it, okay? And just work your way up. You put a little here, a little there, okay? Put $10 a day. Put $10 a day if you want. That's a smart move. That's only like $300 a month, right? It's just some stuff you gotta automate just to help yourself out, so that you don't talk yourself out of wealth. Most of y'all gonna talk yourself out of wealth if y'all are looking at the numbers like that. Just keep investing. It's about the action item that's changing you. It's not just your money growing, but you growing.
That's it.
And when you grow, you're gonna double down and do a lot of different things.
That's
because
it.
Again, the person who starts is not the same person who finishes, who comes on the other side.
It's not.
Wherever you start now, if you're not a millionaire, you're not gonna look the same when you become a millionaire. There's a lot that has processed in your brain, in your intelligence, and your level of wisdom, decisions, your level of sacrifice. There's a lot that you've done to get where you are when you become a millionaire, right? So it's not about the money changing, it's that you change. And that person is going to start making different decisions, right? You're not going to make the same decisions as a millionaire as you would as somebody who's making $50,000 a year. It's not. You're different. And that's what this whole process is about. That person know how to make even more money. That person, if they got to $1 million, they can double that. They can do it again, right? If you can do it once, you can do it again. That's the whole point, okay? If you can do it once, you can do it again. Do it once, y'all, okay? Just do it.
Just do it once, y'all. Listen, if you made this far, hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Make a comment. Hey, we're gonna finish. What time is it? I went long. I'm sorry. I took you on a journey. Oh my God. What time I started? Oh, I'm sorry, man. But I took you on a journey for a reason, and it took a long time to get there. It's you. I can tell you, I'll give you structures, give you a plan, do a budget, all that. It doesn't matter. If your mind ain't ready, if you ain't ready, your mind ain't right, it ain't gonna happen. It's just like you going on a diet. If your mind ain't right, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna work. And I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about your husband. I'm not talking about your kids. Because, see, it doesn't matter about your husband, your kids, and all that. It's you. You make a decision. And you lead it, and you go, and you stay. Because I'm going to tell you, when I made a decision, nothing was right. I made a decision. I had to get right. I put in the sand. That's it. We're not going nowhere. We're burning all the ships. We're burning all the sails. This is it. Not going back. I'm willing to do whatever that's legal. I'm going to be a citizen and do it the right way. Study if I got to stay up all night. Remember, you come in my one little bedroom apartment when I was getting, I had computers all I wanted to go to. I had computers all broke down in the living room. Baby, don't step here. Don't touch this. Nobody ain't coming over here. You worrying about what people think, who gonna come see my house, the car I'm driving, you in a hole. You can't, man, you worrying about the wrong because they're gonna trick you out your position. It's simple. You got a job. You live on. People say live on 50% of your pay. It take a while to get to that. Just say 75, 15, 10. 75%. You live on the other 15 savings. 10 in savings. The other 15 invested. But if you trying to get out of debt, the best person first is getting your mind right. That's why I'm telling with your mind. Is you getting yourself to say, this is what I'm tired of being tired. I'm ready to do it. Then let's go and get yourself out of debt. You got a job. Go get your 401k. Get that free money. And then the rest here, just get that free money. That's in that the 401k. Get your free money. And that, hey, set my money up. Get that free money. Go get your HSA. Get that free money. They're gonna help you with taxes because you got taxes. Taxes implications. So you got to understand this knowledge. So now you got you some money. Now I'm gonna pay off these debt. I'm gonna go get these credit cards off of me. I'm going to sell this car, get rid of this car, give me a regular car, give me a cash car, because I want to get out this hole. Once I get out, I promise you can get the car. You can get out of it. I did it. I promise you, you'll be that person that you are will be changing who you becoming. Now, when I said that, man, how you going to buy a car cash? I can buy a car cash. But the person I was could have never done that. The person I was would have held on that money, would have never been no investor, would have never got in real estate because he was scared, he was planning, holding on, he was trying to survive. So I started with your mind, man. I'm sorry that took so long to get you here. I went too long, but if you still with me, hit the like button. I'm telling you, I'm taking on a journey, and all you got to do, you got to become something different. It's time to evolve. That's it. And when you evolve, this is how you help your kids. You talking about you love your kids so much, they're going to see, hear, and touch. When I start working out, I'm losing weight, my son, and talk out now, they say, man, Dad, you looking good. I see you. My wife, all that, but before, I just talking. Dad, you ain't never seen you with no six-pack? I was just talking. Dad, you ain't never gave up no sugar? You just talking. Me and my wife, when I wonder why she wouldn't listen to me, because I wasn't doing it. I was wishy-washy. Stop blaming everybody else and look in the mirror and make a decision. Hey, burn it all up, so we're not going back no more. That's it. We're going to get out of this. I don't care how big it is. You ain't the first, you ain't the last. So that's it. I'm sorry if I took so long. I know I'm trying to get through it, man. I want to help. Like your boy said, I'm sending people to help. But you got to want to help yourself. You. And then the Most High, he gave you a seat, he would help you. But you got to stop looking to your left and right. You got to. Me and my boy Chris, next door neighbor, talk about real estate. Man, we're going to do this, going to do this. Used to talk about it. And I told him one day, I said, man, I just got a house with my brother. Man, what? I was tired of talking. Man, he would have been still sitting there talking. I got tired of talking. He didn't buy 1 year. Said, I'm going. You can sit there with all your friends, family, and keep on talking. Or you're going to make a decision to be intentional and move. It started involving. You would not. I'm telling you, that person that you are now cannot go with you. You got to leave him. And when you start involving, he's going. I'm telling you, like you said, that $50,000 you and $1 million, two different people. $50,000 you, $100,000 you, different people. $100,000 you and $500,000 you are different people. You are think different. You are active. You will learn. So when you looking at these millionaires, man, stop thinking with your little small mind. You don't understand. There's levels to this shit. There's no reason to be jealous. Let me hold something. Man, all my shit working. And see, if you understood that, if you was on that level, you was like, yep, you wouldn't even ask nobody now. They work. Hey, man, they money working. My brother gave me 10 grand when I was when I was sick, and I had to get that money back. You ain't got to. Yes, I do, because I understand money. I understand leverage. That money supposed to be working. Now, I got to get this back to you, man. Gave it in November. I think it was November. February was back. When I got out of surgery, hey, here your money go. See, y'all think it ain't nothing, 10 grand? In the market? Look what she just said. Imagine you put that 10 grand a year later, it doubled to 20 grand. A year. Where you going to get that at? What if it take 5 years? It doubled in 5 years, 10 grand to 20 grand. But you ain't in the game. Now, what's stopping you from getting in the game is your mind, your belief, your habits, you want to sacrifice, your discipline. All these things right here, your belief. I'm sorry, I gotta go. I gotta go up and get all these calls. I've been here too long. Thank y'all for listening, man. Hit the like button, share this. I hope you got some out of it. Let me know if you got some out of it. Put a one in the comment. If you got some out of it, put a one in the comment, please. I'm sorry I went too long. I know this ain't gonna last. People ain't gonna listen to this. Y'all know y'all not hungry. You're not gonna listen, but I tell you, I gave you $1 million worth of game if you can understand it, man. That wax on, wax off shit. That's what that was, bro. You stop it. Your family, your friends, that social media shit, you can't get mad, all that shit. You've been played, you've been tricked out of your position.